Chris Hemsworth just said that Thor Love and Thunder was an abysmal, horrible dumpster fire of a film. Oh my fucking god. Shots fired at Taika Waititi and Marvel Studios and Kevin Feige. Chris Hemsworth literally told him to suck it. So Screen Rant just dropped this massive article saying Thor's MCU returns need a drastically different tone, says Chris Hemsworth. Chris Hemsworth thinks Thor needs a drastically different tone compared to Love and Thunder's comedy if he is ever going to return to the MCU. And of course, this is from the man himself, the God of Thunder himself, Chris Hemsworth. But before we get into his quotes, please smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, and turn on the notification bell. That way you can be notified for future content here on the channel. My name is Isaac, and I'm the host of your hereby multiverse of movies. And now let's get into the quote that he said. So we're going to pull it up here, and this is what he says. He says, "You look at Thor 1 and 2, they're very quite similar. Ragnarok and Love and Thunder are similar. I think it's about reinventing it. I've had such a unique opportunity with Infinity War and Endgame to do very drastic things with the character. I enjoy that. I like keeping people on their toes. It keeps me on my toes. It keeps me invested. I've said this before, but when it becomes too familiar, I think there's a risk in getting lazy, then because I know what I'm doing. I don't know if I'm even invited back, but if I was, I think it would have to be a drastically different version in tone, everything just for my own sanity." And then of course he laughs. Thor lost his mind that last one. He's got to figure it out now. Now he did do that interview on the Happy, Sad, Confused podcast, so shout out to them. But yeah, that's what Chris Hemsworth did. He was given an interview and he was just like, hey, yeah, things got to change up for Thor as the character. And I think this is very interesting because when Thor Love and Thunder came out, and by the way, let me put this into iteration. I love the first Thor movie. I think that Kenneth Branagh Thor movie is the most underrated Marvel Cinematic Universe film up till date. I feel like a lot of people just don't know how good that movie is, and I love it. I love that. Thor: The Dark World to me is the worst Marvel movie, so it's like a complete opposite. But then Ragnarok came in, and I liked him in Age of Ultron. I love Thor. I've loved Thor even before Ragnarok, but when Ragnarok came out, I was impressed. I thought this was an amazing movie. I thought it balanced out comedy. It balanced out the action, the stakes, everything. Every minute that movie was thrilling. And I love Ragnarok. And to me, Ragnarok is a top 5 best Marvel Cinematic Universe movie. And so then Infinity War came out. And you know what? In a movie filled, besides Thanos, in a movie filled with Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans, all these iconic characters, my favorite character besides Thanos was Thor. Because I love that Thor was now emotionally, he's hiding his emotions. He's using comedy to his advantage. He's trying to hide the pain and everything. But he also cares about redeeming Asgard, about redeeming the people and feeling like he's done something wrong for them. And I love that that's what they did in Infinity War. Then Endgame came out and I thought, I got what they were trying to do. But it didn't work for half the time. I felt like the jokes were wrong. But I was like, all right, now let's give it back to Taika. Taika gave us Ragnarok, so I trust him. The first trailer for Love and Thunder dropped. I thought it was amazing because they played my favorite song of all time, Sweet Child of Mine by Guns N' Roses. And I thought this is going to be an amazing movie. And then I actually watched it in theaters. And, you guys have seen my reviews. I went over this movie many times. I didn't think the movie was bad, but I didn't think this movie was good either. I think this was a below average film. It really disappointed me. And the major reason is because they made Thor a goofball. And it felt like the humor, it felt like Taika gained this big ego for being this funny man in Ragnarok that he was like, all right, let me put that in. People love my comedy. And then eventually we got this fuckfest where the humor just took over the movie way too much. I felt like I love comedy, don't get me wrong, I love comedy, but you gotta balance it out, especially for a character like Thor. You did it in Ragnarok. How the heck are you not doing this for Love and Thunder? And so I was genuinely surprised by that. But Chris Hemsworth does come out, says that he wants a different change. I think this is a nice way of saying that he didn't really like how Love and Thunder really went for the character, because Love and Thunder doesn't even really feel like a part of an overall story. It kind of just feels like another episode in the Thor show. Like that's what it felt like. And of course, this comes from Chris Hemsworth recently having said that, he's going to have to take a break from acting, or not a break, but he's going to hit the brake pedal for a bit. And he's going to have to calm down because I believe he has a gene that can lead to Alzheimer's disease. And as somebody who's had a family member with Alzheimer's, that isn't, that's a very painful thing to see. So Yeah, I mean, I understand Chris Hemsworth. I think right now he should value his family. Like if it was me, if I'm someone who knows that I'm at high risk of getting Alzheimer's, I honestly, and if I was rich enough, like Chris Hemsworth, because Chris Hemsworth doesn't really even need money right now, but if I'm this guy, I would say, you know what, this doesn't matter anymore. I want to go be with my family. I want to be with my friends. I want to cherish life. I'll still do acting jobs, but that's I can see why Chris Hemsworth decided, he's gonna have to take a brake pedal, and I think eventually that means that Thor's story is going to have to end soon. He did even sound like he was trying to say that the story's gonna have to end, whether it's the next Thor movie is the final movie. I mean, I guarantee you there'll be a next Thor movie. Maybe it'll be about him going up against Hercules because that's what they tease in the post-credit scene. But yeah, overall, I mean, this is interesting. I feel like Chris Hemsworth wasn't satisfied with the final product when he saw the movie, when he was at the premiere and saw this movie just isn't as good as Ragnarok or something like that. I feel like he saw that because the movie was very divided. Even people who love Thor: Love and Thunder, even a lot of them who I've talked to, even tell me that it's nowhere near as good as Ragnarok. And I know this is gonna be the controversial opinion to have, but if they have Taika Waititi on board, I wouldn't mind it. Now, Taika would need to learn from his mistakes. He would have to realize, oh, this doesn't work. This doesn't do. Like, he's got to massively improve this game. Like, or not game, but this movie. This next one. And so if Taika comes back, I'm going to be on the nose, but I'm not going to just immediately roll it out as being a bad movie immediately. I'm just more going to be like, all right, I'll trust you, but you let me down this one time. Now, the good thing is he has Ragnarok to prove that he can make a good Thor film. But he also has Love and Thunder to prove that he can also make a bad one. So I'm really going to hope that they go and get a W for this one. But anyways, you guys let us know in the comment sections down below. What do you think about this? And I'll see y'all next time. Peace.